Good morning. I'm in the hotel, still in Munich, and I kind of wanted to talk about um, me being completely passionate about gaming, especially Witcher 3. So when I came here, I am here for a job and I brought my editing setup and have clothing for 4 days. And I had no space to kind of pack the ROG Xbox Ally, which was really unfortunate because I would have loved to play Witcher 3. And what I did notice after purchasing the Xbox ROG Ally and playing either Hogwarts Legacy or Witcher 3 is that it is so much like reading an interactive book. These games, both of these games are very story driven, especially Witcher 3, where, as I mentioned in previous videos, some of the side quest storylines rival the depth and the emotionality of some of the main quests in other AAA games. So these storylines are so interesting and you dive really deep into those stories, and more importantly, because it's a game and not only a movie that you're watching, to which I will get in just a second, or a book that you, in air quotes, just reading. You make your own decision. You play the game, you play the storyline, you have some battles, combats in between. It is very interactive and it's so engaging and very, for the lack of a better description, productive way to spend your night. So, and I'm telling you this because I'm sitting here in a hotel. Last night, I arrived at the hotel at 8 p.m., so I had 4 hours left to kind of chill, and I really wanted to play a game. But because I didn't bring anything, I didn't even bring my ROG Ally because I had so much gear inside my backpack. Maybe also check out my main channel where I will post that review where I can explain why I didn't have that much space left or why it is filled to the brim, and therefore I wasn't even able to bring my my RG35XX Plus gaming device. I obviously used my MacBook Pro to watch some Netflix, and I watched. Sorry, I had to interrupt the video because I was being picked up to work, so it's later in the day. So where was I? So I was just about to tell you that I watched a movie on Netflix. It was the 2026 edition of Anaconda with Paul Rudd and the singer of Tenacious D, Jack Black. And I watched that last night, and I really noticed that watching a movie now after having played Witcher 3 and Hogwarts Legacy, and as I said, these games and playing the games is very interactive and you are actively experiencing the story. I did notice that I was kind of drifting away again, watching movies. I talked in other videos previously so much about how I sometimes struggle to keep my attention span on movies. I sometimes then just grab my phone and doom scroll, and that was basically the reason why I kind of gravitated to these gaming devices to redirect my attention to something more active instead of doom scrolling. And now being in air quotes forced to watch a movie on Netflix again, I did notice that again, I was drifting away a little bit and I was not able to kind of keep my attention on the movie. And that is where I really recognize and realize the huge benefit of gaming and especially handheld gaming, because handheld gaming for me compared to console gaming is so much more effortless than having to consciously sit in front of a console, switch on the TV, switch on the console, potentially update it and stuff like that. With the handheld gaming device, while you have updates as well, it's so much easier to just take a break, dive in back into the story with Hibernation Mode, just switch it on and you are right at the place where you left off. So that makes just playing games so much easier, and you don't really have to think about. And playing these games with these huge and very beautifully crafted stories, again, Hogwarts Legacy and Witcher 3 is so captivating that you cannot kind of steer your attention away from the gaming device and from the story. And just seeing myself again being in front of the laptop here in the hotel and trying to watch a movie and then my brain wandering away made it so abundantly clear to me that how good gaming is as an interactive book. It's the same thing, at least for me, when I try to read a book, or if I would try to read a book, my mind would also drift a little bit away. And that is a weakness for me. It's not a weakness of a book, but a weakness from me. And just knowing that having something active to do and experience and story actively is a very effective tool for me to kind of concentrate on one thing. And it's a shame that my brain is not really capable to keep its attention to Netflix. To be fair, the movie Anaconda, the 2026 edition, it's not that good. The trailer was promising so much more, and I have to say, the movie Anaconda, while there were a couple of good jokes, the whole story felt so disconnected, and the pacing and the way it tried to tell a story was so disconnected in a way. So I somewhat blame also the movie for not being good enough to keep my attention to it. But again, this brings me back to gaming. Even if you have a game that is not that attention grabbing and doesn't have like a huge story. For example, one of my favorite games has been Aladdin, the Super Nintendo version. I know the Genesis version is supposed to be better. I will play that, but I really love playing the Aladdin version on Super Nintendo on my RG35XX Plus. You could argue, okay, that's not a big story, but it is so much fun to play. It really keeps grabbing my attention, which again underlines how great gaming is for concentrating on one single thing. Because yeah, a phone and everything around you is fighting so much to grab your attention, and most of the time it succeeds. With gaming, it is so easy, in air quotes, to just concentrate on that one thing. And I really wished I had my ROG Xbox Ally here to play a little bit of Witcher, but I will now watch the Punisher series because I want to watch the movie. I already watched the series. I finished season 1 almost. I'm at the season finale. I watched season 2. I already watched it, so I do know it will keep my attention. Although on the other hand, because I already know it, maybe my attention will drift away again. So maybe I'll watch something else. I don't know yet. Again, gaming is so I'm happy that I found new love for gaming again, because these tools, the handheld gaming devices, have enabled me to re-enjoy gaming again. So I can highly recommend those types of games and handheld devices like the ROG Xbox Ally or the Anbernic RG35XX Plus. Great devices. And yeah, next time I will try to pack a little bit less so I can bring those devices with me. All right, what are your thoughts about gaming, especially when you're traveling? Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe check out my video about monster hunting in Witcher 3 up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Don't forget to subscribe and help me to get to 2,000 subscribers by clicking this button up here. Then we will see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.